August 15, 1913. In this even fall, thy peace deepens and grows more sweet, and thy voice more clear and distinct in the silence that fills my being. O Divine Master, thine is all our life, our thought, our love, all our being. Take unto thyself once more what is thine. For thou art ourselves in our reality. August 16, 1913. O love, divine love, thou fillest my whole being and overflowest on every side. I am thyself, even as thou art I, and I see thee in each being, each thing, from the soft breath of the passing breeze to the glorious sun which gives us light and is a symbol of thee. O thou whom I cannot understand, in the silence of the purest devotion, I adore thee. August 17, 1913. O Lord, Master of our life, let us soar very high above all care for our material preservation. Nothing is more humiliating and depressing than these thoughts so constantly turned towards the preservation of the body. These preoccupations with health, the means of subsistence, the framework of life. How very insignificant is all this. The thin smoke that a simple breath can disperse, or a single thought turned towards thee dispel like a vain mirage. Deliver those who are in this bondage, O Lord, even as those who are the slaves of passion. On the path that leads to thee, these obstacles are at once terrible and puerile. Terrible for those who are yet under their sway, puerile for one who has passed beyond. How shall I describe that utter relief, that delightful lightness which comes when one is free from all anxiety for oneself, for one's life and health and satisfaction, and even one's progress? This relief, this deliverance thou hast granted to me, O thou divine Master, life of my life and light of my light. O thou who unceasingly teachest me love and makest me know the purpose of my existence. It is thou who livest in me, thou alone. And why should I be preoccupied with myself and what might happen to me? Without thee, the dust constituting this body that strives to manifest thee would disperse, amorphous and inconscient. Without thee, this sensibility which makes possible a relation with all other centers of manifestation would vanish into a dark inertia. Without thee, this thought that animates and illumines the whole being would be vague, vacant, unrealized. Without thee, the sublime love which vivifies, coordinates, animates, and gives warmth to all things would be a yet unawakened possibility. Without thee, all is inert, brute, or inconscient. Thou art all that illumines and enraptures us, the whole reason of our existence and all our goal. Is this not enough to cure us of every personal thought, to make us spread our wings and soar above the contingencies of material life, so as to fly away into thy divine atmosphere and be able to return as thy messengers to the earth to announce the glorious tidings of thy approaching advent? O Divine Master, sublime Friend, marvelous Teacher, in a fecund silence I bow to thee. October 7, 1913. This return after an absence of 3 months to the house which is consecrated to thee, O Lord, has been the occasion of 2 experiences. The first is that in my outer being, my surface consciousness, I no longer have the least feeling of being in my own home and the owner of anything there. I am a stranger in a strange land, much more of a stranger here than in the open countryside among the trees. And I smile now that I have learnt what I did not know. I smile at the idea of having felt myself mistress of the house, an idea I had before my departure. It was necessary for all pride to be broken, crushed, trampled down definitively, so that I could at last understand, see, and feel things as they are. I used to offer to thee this dwelling, O Lord, as though it were possible that I should possess something and consequently be able to make an offering of it to thee. All is thine, O Lord. It is thou who placest all things at our disposal. But how blind we are when we imagine that we can be owners of any one of these. I am a visitor here as elsewhere, as everywhere, thy messenger and thy servant upon earth, a stranger among men, and yet the very soul of their life, the love of their heart. Secondly, the whole atmosphere of the house is charged with a religious solemnity. One immediately goes down into the depths. The meditations here are more ingathered and serious. Dispersion vanishes to give place to concentration. And I feel this concentration literally descending from my head and entering into my heart. And the heart seems to attain a depth more profound than the head. It is as though for 3 months I had been loving with my head, and that now I were beginning to love with my heart. And this brings me an incomparable solemnity and sweetness of feeling. A new door has opened in my being, and an immensity has appeared before me. I cross the threshold with devotion, feeling hardly worthy yet of entering upon this hidden path, veiled to the sight and as though invisibly luminous within. All is changed. All is new. The old wrappings have fallen off, and the newborn child half opens its eyes to the shining dawn. November 22nd, 1913. A few minutes passed in silence before Thee are worth centuries of felicity. Grant, O Lord, that all shadows may be dispelled, and that I may be more and more Thy faithful servant in constancy and serenity. Before Thee, may my heart be pure as a pure crystal, so that wholly it may reflect Thee. Oh, the sweetness of abiding in silence before Thee!